Welcome to MSA Weekly. We're with Kevin Short at the MSA in the showroom.
Yep.
There's 4 components to your business.
There are.
And let's see if I can get them right. You got the showroom, you got a recording studio,
Yep.
you have integration,
Yeah.
and then you have live production.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've
been doing this a while
I
now.
know.
Yeah,
I
this is
know. In
good.
the summertime, you meet yourself coming and going.
Exactly.
Just so many gigs, so many things going on, and all. I was wondering, the dead of winter, first quarter, what happens at MSA?
There is a few weeks of time when each one of those divisions kind of gets to collect itself, and everybody has its own role of what you do in the beginning of the year, and production is they're prepping gear, they're painting speakers, they're doing small repairs. There's items we have to take out of service in the summer and then have to sit on the shelf until we get around to fixing them, and then so they get repaired and that kind of thing. So that's what the production guys are doing this time of year. The studio there's a lot of planning that goes on in that, because a lot of bands are they're getting their summer schedule, so they know when they're bands record. Typically, bands record when they're making money. So musicians aren't the greatest people in the world for being able to save money, and it's just the reality of it. So when the money's coming in, that's when they want to record. We'd think it would be kind of the opposite. Like let's work when we can work, and then we'll put some money aside and then record in the winter. It doesn't really happen that way. It's like let's see how busy we're going to be this summer, and then we'll pick a few days when we go record. So that's happening a lot now. The studio is starting to get those dates locked in. In the showroom, we're getting now the manufacturers. Everybody's releasing new gear now. We're 5 years, 6 years past COVID. COVID's a ways away now. Yeah. Things have kind of gotten back to normal. So now the beginning, there was a couple of years where, nobody was releasing any kind of new gear because they were trying to sell the stuff they had pre-COVID. But now, new products are coming out, and so that's what you'll be seeing. You'll be seeing different microphones and different mixers and that kind of thing in the showroom. So that's and integration's the same way, because there are jobs right now that are starting that maybe have been on the books for a year. We've been waiting for construction or whatever, and so we have to sit down and take a look at that and make sure that they're getting the latest in technology, because you don't want to go into a new project and then end up buying stuff or installing stuff that's 2 years old.
Right.
So, and we have a conversation with the client about that and say, look, why don't we revisit this and see if there's something here, or this piece, everything you've got's fine except this one piece really has been upgraded. We need to make this swap. So a lot of that happens this time of year.
So I'm curious, and I don't know the answer to this.
I might not either.
When it changes, because it's changing so quickly, let's say 2 years ago, is it likely that the price is lower now and the features higher, bigger, more?
Manufacturers have not been shy about price increases. I mean, post-COVID, that's been a thing, and with the tariff situation, that's driven a lot of it. However, technology, there are products that were brand new like 5 or 6 years ago. As those products develop from a technological standpoint, they do get cheaper. So there's a little bit of both.
How do you stay? And whose job is it to stay up on all that stuff?
I think we'd all point fingers at each other if we were in a room, but managing the pricing from the manufacturers is actually a big job. There's probably, I would say, 3 of us that take care of that, because first the price lists have to come in. You gotta let everybody know when they go into effect, and then you got to go through and see what's changing and what's coming up. And Ashley, our office administrator, is got a big role in that, and then Mike is in charge of integration. That's a big thing for him, because he's got to actually sit down with a client and say, look, this is happening. And also sometimes those price changes are a reason for someone to actually pull the trigger on something. It's like, look, March 1st, 3 of your items are going to go up 15%.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, now's the time to do this if you want to do it. And that makes
I was just curious about how do you, like, this new stuff is coming out. It's unknown and untested. how do you, you go, yeah, well, we're gonna jump behind this and start offering.
Well, in some cases, we like to wait until it's been around a while.
Yeah, I would.
However, now in this market, a lot of times pieces get discontinued and are replaced. So you can't do that.
You don't have a choice.
It's like, okay, well, this old one worked, so the new one's going to be better. So we'll just go with that. And the manufacturers the warranties are really good, and they stand behind it. So sometimes you can get a hold of something that you'll see off the market pretty quick, but that's rare. It doesn't happen much.
To me, that's an advantage of coming here because you guys are, I mean, if I go online, I see it, oh, it looks great, I order it, oh my gosh, what did I do?
Right, yeah.
They always say the pioneers, you can tell because they have arrows in their back, right? So, but I mean, you guys are here, you're testing this out, you're talking to the industry, you know what's,
Well, and that's the first thing that we do with a brand new piece of gear is it probably goes out in the rental inventory and our guys take it out and then come back and tell the people here what they think about it, and that's a major advantage that we have is that we're able to use it, and a lot of times we will get a demo piece a month or so before it's actually on the market. Okay. So we have been able to test it a little bit, so that does help.
Yeah.
Having the fact that we can integrate is the wrong word because that our integration team can benefit from the production side because they've actually taken the stuff out and tested
tried,
it.
If it works or not. Yeah.
Like there can be a whole. I know this happened. There was a whole new line of a manufacturer that unnamed came out with a brand new line of mic stands that everybody was really excited about. Well, the production guys took them out and said, you know what? These things aren't really all that. They look cool, but they're not going to last. And so you never saw them in here in the store, and that's, if the production hadn't been able to do that, there's no way to really try and test them with that kind of, at that pace. We would have found out about it later, but it would have been after we sold some. We never had to sell any this way. So it's kind of good.
What I'm hearing, especially from the first part, is planning. Right now is planning. And if you've got any interest in any of those 4 areas, start getting on the calendar here because it's going to fill up.
Exactly. Well, that's what the phone is ringing right now. We are filling the calendar for the summer for everything right now. That's the mode that we're in right now is putting gigs on the calendar.
Right.
So.
All right. And one other thing I want to mention is as questions. We haven't done them in a few weeks. We want to start maybe getting back to that.
Yeah, and you can send those questions to Kevin@MidSouthAudio.com, and we've had a few. I actually should have pulled some out today, but we will. The next time we get together and do this, we'll have a few that have come up.
Cool. So send them in, and Kevin will answer.
A couple of them happened at the very end of the year, and because I knew we took a little bit of a hiatus. I actually just answered them via email, and we moved on. But we'll have some more questions, and that's kind of the idea of this. I mean, you have access to us. We're doing this once a week, so if you do have a question, we always need something to talk about.
Very good. Thank you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on MSA Week. What's the name of the show?
MSA Weekly. Yeah.
So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on MSA Weekly.